Hey, what's up guys? It's Gadget Watch here. Today we review of the 2018 21.5 inch iMac, the base model. First, let's start with the keyboard. It's decently clicky. The keys do not have much travel though. I haven't had any issues with it since I got the iMac, so that's a 5 out of 5 for the keyboard. Next is the mouse. This is the Magic Mouse 2. It's completely wireless. It doesn't have two separate buttons on the top. So to right click, you have to click the one big button and then press Control on the keyboard at the same time. That can be a bit annoying at first, but once you get used to it, it's not too bad. The mouse itself is charged actually from the bottom. So that's the lightning port right there. So if you run out of battery on your mouse, you have to charge it through the bottom, so you can't use it while you're charging it. That's really the only flaw with this mouse, besides getting used to the one big button on the top. I just wish for the next generation mouse, they would put the charging port right here. That's the end that's pointing towards the computer, so you can charge it while you're using the mouse. Now onto the main computer module. Now, the screen on this, since it is the base model, this is not the 4K screen, which isn't bad if you're used to iPhones and stuff, which don't have 4K screens, but it's a bit noticeable. You can kind of see the pixels, like if I zoom in on the mouse here. You can kind of see the pixels in the mouse, but you'll get used to it. Now, if you had the money, I'd recommend getting the computer above the base model, which would give you the 4K display. That's only like $300 more, which I think would be worth it. Now for the performance. It's pretty decent for the price, but as it is an Apple, there is like the Apple tax on the price, so you do pay a bit more just for that brand name. But if you were to get like a Microsoft computer, you'd be able to get much higher performance. But then again, Apple is very good build quality. Like this is all metal right here, metal underneath the keyboard right here, and you can feel that it's an Apple product. It does have trouble sometimes. Logging in still takes like a minute and a half, which can be kind of a pain sometimes, but you'll get used to it. And then also for playing games, this thing is basically useless. You don't have a dedicated graphics card, so your frame rate is always super low. Fortnite, it's almost impossible. The only way I've found a way to play Fortnite on this thing is to plug it into a wired internet cable, like an Ethernet cable, and that isn't too bad, but I would still recommend, if you're gonna do gaming on it, either A, getting a Microsoft computer, or B, going for one with a higher spec. Now, when you first get the computer, it comes with all these applications here. This is your system preferences or your settings, App Store, iTunes or music, Keynote, numbers, which is just basically a sheet or a form you can do banking and stuff on, pages, FaceTime, messages, which can be really handy because you can actually connect your phone number to your Mac, and that allows text messages that come through your phone to go onto the Mac also. And then we have photos, maps, reminders, notes, calendar, contacts, mail, Safari, Launchpad, Siri, and Finder. It's all pretty basic stuff. You can get really any app you'd want to do any editing or anything like that on the computer. The Mac also actually comes with iMovie, which is what I'm gonna be editing this video. So if you wanna see a full iMovie, like beginner's tutorial, I'll probably post that later this week, or maybe today. So subscribe and just keep your eyes open. Now on the Mac, there's actually only a couple of buttons. On the keyboard, there's no visible buttons whatsoever except for this slider right there. That turns it on and off. And then for the mouse, we also have a slider on the bottom, which turns it on and off. But you don't really have to worry about that because I just leave it on all day and it takes months to run out of battery. And then for the Mac itself, the only button is on the back right here, which is the power button. It's just a normal button, aluminum, it's pretty nice. And then on the back, there's the stand. And then this is the power cable that plugs into the back of the Mac. Then these are all your basic ports on the back right here. Like this is your headphone jack, thank God. SD card reader, all 4 USB 3.0 ports. And then this is your lightning ports. And then here's your Ethernet cable. That's where you're gonna plug in your wired internet just in case. That's really the only way you can play games on this computer. Now for that, that's basically it. So if you like the video, please like and subscribe. That'd be a huge help for helping grow my channel. And I'll see you in the next one. Peace.